Some people say that I'm living through demons.
Welcome back to Howard Disc Golf. We got a great round coming your way. We got the 16th installment of the Belch'n Turkey. This tournament layout is going to be at the Chickamauga Dam here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yeah, we got Dylan putting right there. Got a very special co-host with me today, James Snappy Cole. How you doing, James?
Good. Thanks for having me, Ben. Excited for this round here. I was able to make the lead card, so I was excited to see how these guys played on the chase card.
That's awesome. So we got Blake at 6 under and everyone else at 5. We got Chris Dickerson, Will Schusterick, Dylan Braseel, and Dustin Perry.
All right. They are starting on hole 2, chase card. This hole is kind of low ceiling, pretty uphill. That low ceiling, the initial limb, is really the only challenge. It favors the sidearm, but if you end up hitting a tree or skipping pretty firmly, then that brings the rollaway into play.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you do typically on this hole, Snap?
I usually go for the backhand. The low ceiling got me again this year, but the backhand is the safest play in my opinion. The sidearm is H-run all day for sure, but we got Blake going with the sidearm. Ooh.
Oh man, it's rolling.
Takes that little hop I was talking about. It looks like it's gonna sit. That wasn't too bad.
You ever seen them roll down the hill?
Oh, they roll all the way down sometimes.
Oh man.
Especially when you catch a tree, then they like to roll all the way down.
Looks like Dylan's lining up his sidearm.
Dylan puts a good release on that. Gets a nice little counter skip, and he'll be tapping in that birdie putt.
Nice, dude. Why did he say that I was first?
Will trying to jump the box there. A little. Oh no.
Oh man.
That was a very bad release from Mr. Consistent there. Chris Dickerson owns Tennessee.
So was the idea just to let it kind of land flat and skip up there?
I think he was trying to throw more of a turnover. That way he could avoid the skip, kind of land on plane with the hill, but it just came out a little wide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Will looking to do the same. Hooked up a little early, but he got away with it.
Yeah, he got that good counter skill.
Yeah, if you could ever land just on the same exact angle as the hill, that takes the skip out of the play.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice looking shot from Dustin.
Oh yeah, that was great. Pin high.
Maybe a little long, but it's good. He's gonna like that.
Yeah, this really shows the steepness of this hill.
Yeah, there's no sense getting aggressive after you've already made one mistake on this hole. Just take your lump and get out of there.
Bottom of the basket.
And sometimes, you hit the basket and it catches the roll anyway, so I think he was just happy to see us sit down.
Yeah. Oof. Good thing it sat.
Yeah, just a little nerves on this first hole for these guys. Dylan's got ice in his veins. No nerves for him. That kid is so good, and he doesn't even practice.
He's like one of the best putters, I feel. He's so consistent.
If he had a rating, he would probably be in the top 3 in Tennessee.
So good. Effortless.
Will tapping that nice drive in, and Dustin cleaning up for the par. So after that, not much action. We'll see a 3-way tie on this chase card. Hole 2.
Or hole 3.
Hole 3. Yes, hole 2 for them. Hole 3. This is not the fairway, the way the drone is flying. You're either going to throw a hyzer out to the right from the camera angle or a giant sidearm spiking in from left to right.
I feel like I saw a lot of sidearms.
Sidearm is the play now that the building is gone. There's just one tree to miss, and as long as you don't throw it long, then everything's good. Dylan coming in a little tight, but it looks great.
It land. You saw it land.
Great.
That's parked.
There's really just that one tree that's blocking the right next to the basket. But if you hit that, you're still looking at 50 or 60 feet downhill. Oh, you hear him say too far. And it skips off the sidewalk. OB long. Oh. Tried to roll in. Blake throwing it much higher. Almost catches that first limb.
And looking at his bag, I'm pretty sure he throws majority, if not all, Prodigy discs.
Yeah, I believe he is sponsored by Prodigy.
Well,
mostly Prodigy card here. We got Dustin, Will, Chris, and Blake all throwing Prodigy, and then Innova the lone guy, Dylan, with throwing Innova. No problem. Dustin pitching up, Blake pitching up. And once you catch that blocker tree, you're just looking at a par. You don't want to skip off the top of the basket and go out of bounds.
I felt like that was a pretty aggressive run. Like he wanted that one.
Will taking his meter relief from out of bounds. Looking to make the par. And he will convert. Yeah, with OB being that close to the basket, there's no sense in getting cute and trying to lay up. You might as well just go at it, and if you go out of bounds, you're going to be close enough to make your par anyway.
So you're saying it's a pretty good idea just to kind of run at it.
Just go for it. Yeah, why not?
Well.
You're not going to take a bogey.
You might even hit the basket. Yeah, parked it. That was a great flick by Dylan. Yeah, everyone's just tapping it out.
Cleaning up these pars. And we will see Dylan taking the advantage here by one stroke over Will and Blake.
He's so calculated with his flick, dude. It's awesome.
Hole 4. This says 252 feet, but it plays closer to 340 feet. This is a very steep hill with an elevated basket sitting on top of one of our picnic tables out here. This is a scary putt. If you go past the basket, it's pretty tricky. Dylan throwing a Star Destroyer on a really good line. That's going to set right next to the basket.
Just stayed flat the whole time. So which disc do you typically pull out for this one?
I have usually been throwing a rock. That tree that Will just clipped there is making the fairway tighter and tighter, blocking off that hyzer line. So it's not as easy to go big swooping hyzer. You have to throw more of a flat shot like Blake's doing here. That looks gorgeous.
Yeah. Great drive.
Yeah, just that flat, low, straight line approach is what you want to do. Chris turns that one over just a little bit, but he'll still be around circle's edge, maybe just outside.
So is it usually a good idea to throw something a little bit more stable up the hill?
Well, up the hill, it's not bad to go a little bit flippier, just to kind of counteract the elevation. but you don't want to go so flippy that you might lose it to the right. I would go to a neutral disc, not a flippy disc. Will puts a nice bit on that, but just a little bit outside.
And that is a scary putt.
Bang.
Dang, man,
From
great
downtown.
shot. Yeah. He ran that. That's a perfect putt.
Will to save par. No problem. Yeah, Blake's beautiful drive here. Should be a tap in. He's a really solid player. I've been seeing his name a lot more and was fortunate enough to catch the first round with him. So now I've actually played with him, and he's got some skill. He's got a killer forehand, and he's coming up for sure.
Oh,
Oh,
at least it's that.
and that's not typical Chris putt right there. That one should have went in.
It's a great putt by Dylan.
Dylan continuing this strong start with the turkey at the turkey.
That's convenient. Leaves are changing colors.
All right, so we're gonna see Dylan go one up again. Well, Blake's still holding in strong. We got Will and Dustin at 6 and Chris at 5. Hole 5 is a very short par 3. The only obstacle is this sidewalk out to the left. Just pretty straightforward, downhill, slightly to the right. Should be no problem for these guys.
I think most people might throw a sidearm just to make sure it comes back right.
Yeah, just pick your favorite shot and throw it down the hill. Dylan's pulled out either a rhino or a gator. I can't really tell. He throws all yellow discs.
Oh, that's on a good line.
Yeah, that's on a great line. Yeah, you can't really see the basket, but it's pretty much in line with that picnic table back there. Oh, that's coming in great. Gonna get a little skip towards the basket. Chris going standstill.
Oh, yeah,
And that looked great. Maybe a little hot.
Man, hey, man, that's a great run though.
Just a little bit wide. He's on fire, ladies and gentlemen.
Fire.
4 in a row to start out this round. He came to play, and he ain't letting up. Ooh. Chris with a nice stepper.
Oh, sweet. With the CTP.
Yeah. Park job.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Got some lovely ukulele music in the background, thanks to Nate Gonzalez. About to text him and ask him to stop. And Will tap in the birdie as well.
They might even be singing back there.
Oh, they are singing. They're going to go viral.
They're going to go viral. Gotta That's so pretty this time.
All right. So Dylan remains on top. Blake staying one stroke behind. Will pulling ahead of Dustin there. Moving into hole 6. This is uphill, 309 feet, so it plays a little bit longer. There's OB directly behind the basket and to the right. This hole is going to be like a high speed, just a chip hyzer for most of these guys. You're not throwing max distance, but you're probably not throwing your fairway driver either, just because of the elevation. Dylan puts a good move on that. Hyzering back in. Good little skip. He should be right outside the circle or maybe even inside the circle.
Yeah, that was a rip. No stranger to distance.
Yeah, Blake putting a big move on that, and I think it never skipped back in. That road.
Yeah, an OB.
Yeah, the road comes around to the right side of the basket.
Such a good shot, though, you know. Just things that happens. His got a good one.
Yeah,
That was a
looks
good
like Will skipped off the road and managed to come back in.
Yep.
That's some nice camera work, keeping that one in frame. That's a park job. Absolutely smashed that thing. Dustin putting a good move on it as well. Coming up a bit short, though. So here's Blake for the circle 3. And he was not happy with that out of his hand. Oh, Dustin from about 40. Didn't convert.
Yeah, you can see where his skipped off the road and barely made it back.
Will takes the bird. Nice little putt there. And Dylan takes a look at it from about 15 feet behind his lie. Maybe a confidence booster for his head or something. And no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping the trend alive.
Yeah, he really does. He just goes and evaluates it, and then he just gets in rhythm.
He's a gamer all day, and he's in game mode right now.
Chris getting that bird. Trying to
Ugh.
mark his disc.
Blake is disgusted with that. He's going to take his bogey and try and forget about it. All right. Dylan is just cruising right now, pulling away from these guys a little bit. Moving into hole 7, 299 feet. This is a forehand friendly fairway, or if you throw a putter 300 feet, that's what you're gonna do. Just a dead straight shot or a nice little sidearm around this one little white pine.
That last tree right there gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah. Nick Barnett over there. A couple of the guys.
What up, Tall Nick?
Dylan goes with the sidearm Firebird. Like butter. It's parked.
Like butter. Smooth.
Will's going putter. Flipping up nice and straight. Getting a little too much carry, but that one should still putt, maybe about 40 feet long.
I like this play.
I can't tell if that's a mid-range or a driver. But
Oof.
man,
almost
it
banged.
looked like a mid-range.
Sit down.
No, it's a driver. That was a great shot. Almost aced it.
Yeah, it's really close.
Dustin going for the hyzer flip up. Kind of gets a little too much flip.
At least it didn't roll down the hill, you know?
There's a nice little flex shot.
Golly, man. Great form.
Perfect distance. That putt was a little bit more uphill than it looked. He gave it a good bid.
He's putting to the right of that tree in front of him.
Coming in a little strong side. There's a nice birdie by Chris there. Can't let Dylan get too far away. You gotta keep him in range.
He feeds off that momentum.
See if he can stay perfect. This one's should be all day. Oh yeah.
Cans it.
Nice birdie by Blake as well. If this was NBA Jam when Dylan made that last putt, the basket would have caught on fire.
Love it. What was that one called? Street Volume 2? You ever play that one?
NBA Street?
Is that, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, where you like shoe shine people all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Bounce it off their heads and stuff. All right, we got Dylan just marching along here, putting on a show for the fans. Taking it to number 4 in the world, Chris Dickerson.
For real.
Hole 8 is a huge par 3. If you birdie this hole, you are doing work. It's a huge hyzer that you almost have to make it fall backwards at the hole. You have to throw it so high that it falls backwards to get there. That hill gives no skips, and you just have to go pure distance all the way there. Oh, Dylan. Dylan comes up a little inside.
You do not want to be there.
That is the one miss you can't make.
He's got plenty of height on this.
Yeah, Chris throws it high.
And it just falls down there. Then I go running.
Sounded like it caught a little limb action. It was so high. Blake putting a good move on his. A little bit wide, though. And that hill gives no skips. Will putting a nice move. Yeah, his is.
Oh man, it just carried the whole way.
He went a little long.
It did go long.
That's tough to do on that hole.
It's a crush.
Dustin making a good shot as well. That'll be in putting range. Oh yeah, he told me about this roller. He said he couldn't resist rolling it around the edge of that hillside.
There you go.
There
You finally saw it.
Feeds
There.
right back around. He totally could have just thrown a hyzer around there, but he likes to have fun. Oh,
Man.
almost snatching the birdie out of there. Tickle, tickle. Dustin off the top.
He's just wondering, what can I do?
Nobody's able to catch one yet.
Oh,
Dylan saves that par. That was amazing.
That was an awesome
Sick
putt.
roller. Nice save.
After having that drive, that basically feels like a birdie.
Yeah. I mean, you can throw a great drive and then do what Blake did and just not make the putt. And
Yeah. God, absolutely parked, dude.
yeah, it's hard to get that close. That is a really great drive.
You pull out just like a destroyer and just smash on this.
Yeah, it's max distance driver. Just big hyzer as high as you can.
I got the crowd.
All right, Dylan dropping one to Chris. But other than that, still looking good. Blake, Will tied at 8, and Dustin hanging back at 6. Moving into hole 9, 231 feet, slightly uphill, and there is a little bit of a drop off behind the basket. There is an OB road and a parking lot out to the right. The road is out long, but probably not going to come in play for this group. Pretty straightforward birdie hole. Probably going to see a star frame here. Oh, ace run there. Which is what you expect out of probably the shortest hole on the course, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Other than hole 2, but it's way uphill. Dylan going with a gator or a rhino, I can't tell. Again, that same green disc, probably a gator.
I'm pretty sure just rolled right up there, got a good skip, and just kind of found its way to the bucket.
Oof.
Wow.
If he'd thrown that any harder, it would have went in.
Warming up the disc.
Put some big hyzer out there. Oh yeah, looked great.
I guess it's a little uphill, you know? Not,
Yeah, maybe 10 feet uphill or so. It kind of flattens out when you get to about 60 feet short of the basket. It kind of levels out. Oh, Will missing one from pretty close there. Dustin makes good.
glad to see one drop for him. You can tell he's kind of upset.
Yep. He's got to get rolling here.
You can feel it dwindling away.
Yeah, sometimes it's your day and sometimes it's not. Whenever the putter's hot and they're all going in, you can't have anything to worry about. But sometimes you try as hard as you can and it just doesn't work for you.
Or you can be like Blake and just park it.
Yeah, that's the first rule of putting is you put your drive under the basket.
Yeah, definitely. I like that rule.
The second rule about putting is you don't talk about putting.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right. Dylan is still keeping that two-stroke advantage over Chris. Blake at 9, Will at 8, and Dustin at 7. Moving into hole 10, the last hole of this 9 coverage here. This is a tricky little guy this low limb hanging right here. You want to go either over it or under it. It really doesn't matter as long as you don't hit it. Some kind of stable distance driver or fairway driver, something that's going to go under that limb and skip towards the basket. That is a little bit high. Probably not going to get as greasy as you wanted, but that really wasn't bad. It didn't touch much of anything.
I don't understand how that snuck through all that.
Yeah. If that was me or you throwing that same shot, it would have been terrible. Oh,
Man.
that was just looking like gold out of his hand and just catches the limb square. A little bit too much heat right out of the gate on that one. Just kind of pulls it wide.
Still got pretty. I guess he's still putting.
It's about 75 feet or so.
Yeah, true. It ramped off that tree and kicked left. And he's got like a 45-footer.
That was a pretty generous skip.
Like ramped off that thing.
That disc is very straight out of the hand. Not what he was looking for. Did anybody really park this hole?
The closest one, I believe, was I think Chris.
For a 300-foot hole, this is pretty tricky. Oh, Dylan draws metal from about 80. 80 to 100. I don't know. It's hard to tell on the camera.
Oh,
right over the
I
top.
thought that was it. So,
just a little strong side.
So with these holes being closer to the highway, is that distracting whenever you're playing?
I mean, it could be, I guess. The sound is there. There's always the constant movement, but should be able to dial it in.
What about the occasional honk?
Yeah, that does happen. Oh,
And he wanted that one. Man.
came out a little lazy out of the hand. So we'll see everybody clean up here for the par. Just a bunch of little two-putt pars out of this hole.
Dustin. Hail Mary.
Yeah. Frag out.
Something extra.
All right, so we got Dylan taking the lead, 2 strokes over Chris. Gonna see how these guys finish up this battle on the back 9 coverage. Hope you guys join us here at Howard Disc Golf for the conclusion of the Belch'n Turkey number 16.
And I'd like to give a big shout out to Colton Calloway. He's going to have lead card coverage as well, and his YouTube channel is Tennessee Disc Golf.
He shared all of the drone footage with us for this production, so really appreciate him spreading the love and growing the sport with us.
There's someone on that card.
Oh, yeah. This guy. So, yeah, check me out on that lead card coverage over at Tennessee Disc Golf. So, thanks to Kevin and everybody who helped run this tournament. It was a success, and it ran very smoothly.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate it, and tune in to the back 9 coverage. Peace out, y'all.
Let's make a change. Let's make a change. Let's make a change.
Good.